Cheers.
Us and our pink drinks today.
They wrote enjoy on mine. And this week, I bet you can't probably read that as well as I can.
No, I can't, but it is facing me.
I know, but it doesn't really look like handwriting. When, like, from back here, can you really tell it looks like
No, it
enjoy?
looks a little jank.
It looks like foreign letters. Anyways, well, this coming weekend is Lollapalooza. And so in the season and in the spirit of music festivals, I thought it would be a really fun idea if you and I curated our own ideal music festival lineup, a one-day lineup. The prompt went out prior to this call, and we've been sitting on it, and we've been having...
But it's only been today. The prompt was only a couple hours beforehand to prepare for this. So we've pulled this together.
We pulled it together.
I named my festival.
Oh, I should have done that. Wait, what'd you name it?
It's Cons Conviviality.
Conviviality. Connor.
And that means festival.
Okay, I was just about to say I don't know that word, and I don't know if I'm dumb for not knowing that word.
It's derived from the Latin word for living together. It typically describes a warm, festive, and welcoming atmosphere, often associated with good company, food, and drink. If that does not sound like my perfect little celebration, I don't know what does.
I don't know what does.
You know, essentially I looked up things that mean festival, but have con in front of them.
Okay, so it's not crazy that I didn't know that word.
I didn't know that word. I didn't.
Okay.
I was actually really self-conscious about needing to say it out loud for the first time. Cons Conviviality.
Cons Conviviality. It really, I don't want to say
it rolls right off the tongue.
Well, it's so funny. I was just about to say like it roll, and I was like, I don't want to say it rolls off the tongue, but it sounds really nice. It sounds.
You
good
have
together.
To think about it first. Cons Conviviality. Okay.
2026.
Yes.
Okay, so with the prompt, I mean, every festival lineup is a little different, but I thought there should be an opener, an afternoon artist, a sunset artist, support, or like the person right before the headliner, but not necessarily an opener. Then the headliner, and then a surprise guest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artists or bands. I feel like we should go back and forth on each one. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. Who is your opener? Hold on. I'm sorry. At Cons Conviviality. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay. At Cons Conviviality 2026, who is your opener?
My opener, so my decision-making went into this of like someone I would want to see right now who's up and coming that I would be really excited about, but not everyone would know. And it's like early day on the lineup, not very known, but I would be so fucking hyped if I saw this on a lineup. That was my criteria for this of a new artist right now. And it's going to be Cure for Paranoia to open up the day.
Yeah, I see that. That's a good opener choice for you. I feel like that totally checks out. Are we considering them are they a band? They're a band.
Technically, yes. And then Cameron McLeod created Cure for Paranoia, and he is the rapper that is on it and like is the main person for the band, but it's a technically a group. Yeah, he's the lead.
Okay. My opener, and I'm just really kicking myself for not having named my festival, and I don't even want to try to think of it on the spot right now.
Okay. At the end, can we look up festival synonyms that could go with Kayla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like K. I feel like it might be easier to find like K. Yeah. My opener at my ideal lineup music festival is in the same criteria almost, just not so, I mean, he's known, but also not big enough yet. And mine's going to be Gabriel Jacoby. Yeah. Because I feel like he's the perfect, because at the level of artists that I was looking, and I don't want to claim similar to you. You probably don't even want to claim Cure for Paranoia and Gabriel Jacoby are of the status of like just an opener right now. Like they're bigger than that. But given the rest of the lineup, I'm like, well, I guess he is the smallest.
If he would have been booked for a festival this year with where career was at, he would probably be during the day.
Yeah.
But he's grown even more since then. So I feel like that's actually a safe, especially with the limited lineup that we have to have. That's an honor
Right.
problem. That's an honor.
Yeah.
You know?
That's an honor. Okay. Yeah. So those are our openers. You have Cure for Paranoia. I am Gabriel Jacoby. Who is your afternoon artist?
Afternoon artist, I am going to go an alternative band because I feel like that is a good energy that I would want to see during the day. This is a band that I have seen at a festival before and that I've also seen open for another artist. I've never been to their show on its own, but I feel like they are the perfect festival band, especially for an afternoon. And I'm going to go Mountjoy for that.
Mountjoy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know if I'm confusing Mountjoy with somebody else.
They sing Astrovan, Silver Linings, Strangers. You would know them if
Okay.
Strangers is in my top 10 all-time
Yeah.
favorites.
Yes. Okay. Mountjoy. Yes. How many people are in that band?
I want to say 4.
Approximately.
They have
Okay.
a badass keyboard player. She is so badass. When I did see her live, she has a little solo and is like going hard, and she's badass. But I
Okay,
think there's
that's
4
cool.
people.
Okay, I like the alternative direction too. That was another thing I was thinking of. I was like, in my ideal music festival, am I doing it out of diversity or am I doing it like if I saw this music lineup, I would be like, I'll spend whatever it takes to be able to go. And so I ended up going, which could still include diversity, but I feel like it ended up kind of leaning a little bit more under like 2 or 3 genres than it was as diverse. My afternoon artist, and again, it's not, I don't think she wouldn't be a headliner, but I think given the
Given the headliners?
given the headliners and given her career at this point, I am going to go Miss Lauryn Hill.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Like she's clearly headliner status, but maybe headliner status back in like the 90s and 2000s. Her energy carries weight and aura, but I just think that's where I'm putting her. That I can't explain it anymore. That's
also,
where she is.
Because it's such a limited slot, it might just make sense of during the day what type of, like, we're not necessarily doing this of how big you are that matches each slot necessarily, but it could be big person, but this, Lauryn Hill in the
Lauryn
afternoon.
Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like mine is, I thought about this too, of the diversity angle of what genres I'm going to do. And I feel like I personally listen to most genres of music. So I felt like I actually have something that fills up each cup of my genres and areas and vibes. And by the end of this day, I would feel like every musical cup was full. You're going to notice if I saw this lineup, I would have probably cried all day long of just happy tears. Like, how much would I cry in all of this? A lot. Okay.
Okay.
I had to throw that.
No, your delivery. It wasn't even what you said. It was your delivery. A lot. I'd cry a lot.
I'd cry a lot. I had to think about this. Okay. What's our next slot?
Your next slot is your sunset artist.
Okay. Fred again. And it is going to be a very specific Fred again set. He had streamed a set where he played a sunset rooftop session in London. And I will go back on YouTube and I will literally like play it all the way through, or I'll listen to it on SoundCloud because I love that set so much. And it is a lot of his 10 Days album, which I really love. I love that album. And then some of his earlier stuff. What he's been doing recently is more like bangers, nighttime, like Victory Lap, all of the stuff he did over his last tour where I saw him last. Like, it's kind of a different sound than Fred pre that. And I would want to see, for Sunset Fred again, I want to see earlier Fred, and specifically if he could just do that exact lineup from that YouTube video. That would be ideal.
Okay, so it's not that post that one session you don't like his music and the direction he's gone. It's just because this is the sunset slot, that is the type of music you'd want to hear. Versus if he were your late night slot, you would maybe include more recent and current stuff.
Yes. But I Well, I do like his current stuff. I love his earlier stuff. I feel like it resonates with me a lot more. And this is more like, I don't know, it's just a lot harder
Yeah.
and it's just a different vibe. But I still like
Okay.
it. But if I'm going to see Fred, I would love to see more of this style of Fred.
And listen, that's what this whole prompt is all about. You get to choose. It's Khan's Conviviality. Am I remember? Is that it?
Yeah, I almost didn't remember.
Every time I've gone in to say it, I have not been sure of myself.
No, I was not sure of myself going into this. I was on a walk picking out like what it was, and I was trying to like almost say it out loud to myself. I was like, Khan's Conviviality. Okay.
I can already see the shirts. I can see the posters. Okay, so your sunset artist is Fred again.
Mm-hmm.
My sunset artist is going to be, this came through when I was looking at my list. I was like, who in general, not even like, I wasn't even looking at the slots yet. I was more so like, who are the artists that are going to be at this lineup? And I had a rough draft list, and then I was looking through all my music, and I had just forgotten about this character, and I was like, oh no, he must be in here. So my sunset artist is going to be T-Pain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
felt
that.
like T-Pain needed to be in my music lineup. If that would be ideal for me. So
Okay.
yeah.
What would be your top T-Pain song you would want to hear? Like Sunset, you can see the sun setting over. Let's say that yours is in Chicago. You're looking at whatever your backdrop is. Do you want to be in Grant Park?
Here's the thing. I want the backdrop of, sure, we can be in Grant Park. Yeah.
Or do you want to be in Northerly Island? It's your festival.
You know what? I like Northerly Island because the sun would be setting in front of me because the water would be behind me, right? Is the water behind you at Northerly Island?
I think. You're going to know. You're going soon, right?
I'm going soon.
You'll remember.
Yeah. I thought like, I was even thinking the Salt Shed, though that's not big enough. That's not big enough for T-Pain, in my opinion. But with the background being the skyline, and at night, even though the sun sets on the opposite side, if it were like a pretty sunset, the hues of the pinks and the orange and the purples would be reflective off of the skyline. So that would be ideal.
And then what song would be playing at that exact moment where you would be like, this is it?
This is it. That's a really good question. And I feel like there's a lot of contenders, but like I can't not put Best Love Song there. I feel like that would be so euphoric.
Yeah.
It would be like, that would be pure euphoria. And there's so many other songs that I would want to, but I don't think that one kind of takes the cake.
Okay.
But I also think he brings the energy too. And I've not, I guess I have seen him live, but I haven't seen him in a long time. We haven't seen him in a long time. But just from like videos of previous festivals he's been at, he really brings the energy and he gets the crowd hype. And I just felt like I was very confident in T-Pain being my sunset choice.
I love that. T-Pain was here when the Super Bowl was here in February. And I had some friends who went and saw T-Pain one of the days because he was doing there were like Super Bowl shows and concerts all over. And they said it was quite the fun vibe.
Yeah.
Quite the fun vibe recently. And even if he did a little acoustic set with it too.
Oh, I could see that too. He shouldn't end on acoustic. Like he's got to end hype, but he could like start hype, go a little acoustic, go back to hype again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Up next, we have the main support artist. So who is the person right before the headliner?
That last slot before the headliner. We're going to pivot to a little country music.
Oh, okay.
And we are going to go the Chicks.
Oh, yeah.
So hyped. I feel like if I'm going to dabble in a little country there, it's going to be the Chicks. And I think they set up my main act very well.
Okay. I have no idea who your main act is based on that.
Okay. I think it'll be a good energy going into it.
And so if we're thinking that our sunset artist is obviously during sunset, maybe leaning into like once the sun has gone under, it's not on the horizon anymore. What do we think the light brightness level outside is for the person right before the headliner? Like it's not fully dark yet, but it's getting there. It's dark.
Correct. By
Okay.
the end of their set, it's fully dark.
Yes. Okay. And what would be the very, very ideal song that you would want them to sing?
And it's going to be wide open spaces every single time. And that's not a doubt in my mind. And all of their other bangers, Cowboy Take Me Away, Traveling Soldier, Not Ready to Make Nice. They'll sing the full lineup, They'll sing everything I need to hear.
Yeah. Okay. My artist right before the headliner, I also think tease up my headliner in a strong way. And I'm curious if it's in a similar way as how yours tease up your main headliner, because I can't imagine your main headliner is country, but I can be wrong. Anyways, mine is, even though I have already seen her twice this summer, it's going to be LMA.
This is your choice, yes.
Because listen, there are so many artists that I love, right? And even artists that I don't want to say love more than LMA, but who land in different categories and maybe who I really, really fuck with them, even to a certain degree more than LMA. But like we were saying, this is our ideal music festival lineup. It's not our ideal end-all be-all concert. So
correct.
So I chose LMA because I do think she is like the perfect archetype for a festival. I mean, she's great on her own tour too, but I think given the overall theme so far of my festival and the overall like genre of it all, I was like, I think it's got to be LMA. She can get the crowd hype, and
Oh, I'm so excited to hear who your headliner is.
I don't think you would guess it.
No. Okay. At the end, can I tell you someone I think who's missing from your lineup?
Yes, but we haven't finished yet, so you don't know.
I don't know, but I don't know. But someone that's missing, but I'm shocked you didn't add.
Okay. Yes. And it's possible I end up making a change because I didn't think of the person you're thinking of. Or if I did, there's a reason why they're not in there.
We'll hear that reason at the end. So we also talked about some of our criteria. So are we on to the headliner?
We're on to the headliner now.
We did decide with the criteria that our artists could be dead or alive. This is ideal situation. So I am going from the Chicks into Janis Joplin.
Oh,
as my headliner.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. I see the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they would, I don't know. The same way that they're, I have no words.
And listen, you would be crying all night, and you wouldn't have words then.
I'm too emotional in here. I'm too emotional about this lineup, and it's going to be Janis Joplin. To hear her perform live, which Janis Joplin played the first time she really made it big and was known was at a festival in Monterey, and then also Janis Joplin played Woodstock and played Woodstock at 4 a.m. was her set time. The Woodstock set times were crazy. But it's going to be Janis Joplin.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were going to go in a different direction, which I would not have been able to find a bridge between the Chicks and who I thought it was going to be. So that wouldn't have actually made sense. And then I'm like, maybe it's your special guest, but now I'm thinking it's not your special guest. And it's funny because who I'm thinking and who I think I know, you know who I'm talking about, was almost my special guest, which probably would have been a surprise to you.
I know who your headliner is. I know.
You don't. You don't. You don't know my headliner. You don't. I
know. Okay, never mind.
but I think we were talking about the same person right there. It was an option. It was an option, yeah.
I had almost thought of the flipped version of, I think, your option. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll say these at the end.
So my headliner, it changed a couple times, but in the end, especially once we clarified the criteria, and I was just like, ironically, this person's not dead. So none of my people are dead, actually. So I don't know why, but there's a couple of are just not as current. My headliner is going to be Stevie Wonder.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like
I
Stevie
like that.
Wonder. I feel like he is the king of soul, the king of soul music, and I feel like my whole lineup thus far is essentially R&B and soul. And I was like, if I could see Stevie Wonder today, or even in his prime when he was maybe a little bit like had a little bit more energy on, or could just move a little bit more, I don't know. I,
He's usually
that would
behind the piano.
I know, and then. And then it was so funny too, because earlier we were clarifying, like, can they be dead or alive? And I texted you and I was like, they can be dead, but like, let's make sure our whole lineup isn't all dead. But my autocorrect kept changing it to deaf. And I didn't clock it before I sent it to you. So I clocked it after the fact. And then I was like, oh, LOL, deaf, and then you had said, blind, not deaf, or else they're likely not an artist,
An artist, a musical artist.
A musical artist. And then I kind of like laughed in retrospect. And I was like, oh, my headliner is blind. But yeah.
I know. That's why I kind of saw the irony in it. I was like, did that inspire? Did that like...
No, it didn't. But I had changed it up so many times. And then I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, he did end up being blind. So yeah,
I'm
Stevie
really
Wonder.
excited to hear your special guest. Okay, I like this. I like the theme to... Because I feel like you either have to go like my lineup where everything's different, or you have to go thematic.
Yeah.
But to like add one person in that's way outside of it is...
And
you
see,
can do
and
it.
see, you
And you
might
can do
be, I could do it, and you might be really surprised at who my special guest ends up being.
I wonder if your special guest is going to be the person I thought was missing from the lineup. Okay, I'm excited.
But do you see my bridge too between like LMA, like she's the R&B into the soul, like she's a little bit of soul too, so it's kind of like she's the younger, more current version of so. As far as bridging...
Well, you just must have compared her to the younger version of Stevie Wonder.
No, but she's just like a current, younger soul R&B artist. Yeah. And if we're talking like the level and caliber of Stevie Wonder, LMA is kind of like, she is opener status to Stevie Wonder.
I feel like you also can't go Lauryn Hill into Stevie Wonder. Like, you need to split those two people up and have... I like how you've done it with the different ranges.
Lauryn Hill was also earlier in the day because she's like notoriously not known for performing live, after her kind of like one-hit wonder album. So I was just kind of like, she's gonna carry weight. Her performance, like, people are gonna want to go and see that stage. But I also think like Lauryn Hill and Stevie Wonder, in a way they're like similar caliber, but in a way they're not. And I don't know how else.
They're just both like famous.
Aren't they all though?
That's where I stopped myself. I was just like, where the fuck am I going here? But they're both, they're Hall of Famer type.
Yeah. Yes.
They're Hall of Famer. Okay, my special guest. You will never guess.
The last person, the special guest at Cannes Conviviality 2026.
Cannes Conviviality. Janis Joplin will be bringing them out. And it is going to be Lady Gaga. But it is going to be Lady Gaga raw, like Star is Born Lady Gaga. Okay. And I know what I want them to play together. So they're going to do 2 songs. And the first one is going to be Me and Bobby McGee. Janis, they're going to sing that together. Amazing. And then they're going to do a You and I.
Okay.
Yep.
I was like, if it's not You and I.
And I love the tie of both of the songs being like You and I, Me and Bobby McGee. Like, so going one and one and singing those together. That is going to be my special guest for Janis Joplin.
I love that. You might be surprised to know Lady Gaga was also somebody that almost made my lineup. She was a contender, but I could never find a place for her. But I thought of her. And then I was like, I think I'd really only want her to sing like one song. I really only care so much about
You
one
and
song. Yeah.
Same. I like Lady Gaga behind a piano. I don't need to necessarily go see
the big
Lady
production.
Gaga's full show and big production. I'd want to see her, like when she did the Vegas thing where she was with Tony Bennett. That's how I would want to see her behind a piano, just singing the fuck out of a song.
Yeah. Raw and uncut. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I really like the cohesion between who your headliner is and your special guest, and even the songs you'd want them to sing. I didn't get that specific, and I don't think you're going to be able to find the same level of cohesion in my special guest.
Okay.
But as far, these people don't have a song together and they're from very different generations, but I feel like there was one person that needed to be in my lineup, and I couldn't put them anywhere else. And so then I figured and I thought of, okay, well, this person can sing anything and has really, yeah. So my special guest is going to be Justin Bieber. You didn't think that, did you? Who did you think?
I was so wrong. I was so fucking wrong. I thought once you said this person can sing anything, I'm like, oh, easy peasy. This is the person I thought was missing from Kayla's lineup. Wrong.
What? Yeah, well, because hear me out. I couldn't not add Justin Bieber, and this is over Ariana Grande. Like, this was like, I would love Ariana Grande to be in my music
I think
lineup
Justin Bieber is a really solid choice. I feel like they could sing something.
They could sing together
for sure.
Yeah. And especially he's more uncut and raw lately. I feel like he could totally get on the piano. He could play guitar. They could have two pianos out there and they could both sing soul together, and it would be. And so even though they don't have a song together, they would likely
everything
sing
Hallelujah together. Like,
they could sing
that.
Yeah, I was thinking Justin Bieber would probably sing Stevie's songs, but yeah, that's a good song they could both sing together.
I feel like they could sing off of the new albums that Justin has.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one Bieber song they'd do, one Stevie Wonder song they'd do together.
Stevie Wonder, immediately, I feel like the two of them would sing Isn't She Lovely? I feel like Justin Bieber would eat that song up. As far as Justin Bieber's songs, I don't know. It would be from his new album, probably. I don't have that answer on deck.
That's fair. Yeah. This is like off the cuff. I definitely thought about Justin Bieber. He was in the mix. He was in the mix for sure.
Mm-hmm. Who did you think was missing from my lineup?
And it's going to be Kelly Clarkson.
I thought of her. I did think of her. Because that, when we were talking about, okay, well, your music festival lineup doesn't necessarily have to just be like all of your top all-time favorite artists, because that might not make sense for a music festival. And I just thought, Kelly doesn't make sense for me in a music festival. And that's not to say that anybody who is in my music festival doesn't deserve their own show and like should, but it's, like, Kelly to me is not. I feel like when she's on stage, like, that is her stage. She's not.
It's the Kelly Clarkson show.
It's the Kelly Clarkson show, and I just think she's not sharing a stage, and that's okay.
That's fair. See, I thought when you said this person can sing anything. I was like, oh, it's Kelly because she can sing anything, man.
That's a good call. And I think additionally, she would have also been a good special guest to Stevie Wonder.
That's where I was like, because of the theme, I then was like, this is going to be the special guest. And I was way off.
No, but it was a good, you're not way off, because I did think of Kelly, but I didn't think of her after I made Stevie the headliner. I don't think I would have changed it in retrospect, but she would be a great special guest with Stevie Wonder. I think I would have to put Justin Bieber there before her. Because I think Justin Bieber would be a little bit more iconic in that lineup, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you'll go see Kelly separately on a different show. Yeah.
Kelly's like got her own residency at Vegas, and that's how I see Kelly. Like, I don't see her in my music outdoor festival lineup.
Yeah. Another person who's just like, who's someone I'd want to see perform live that would have a phenomenal voice. And it was kind of thinking about Lady Gaga, different Adele I'd thought of. And I was like, no, you have to see your own Adele show. Like, Adele isn't at a festival either.
No, you're right. You're right. So initially, my first draft of this, I had Ari as the headliner, and then I had Mac Miller as the special guest. Was that who you were thinking when you said you almost had them flip-flopped?
Yeah, so I almost
Hmm.
had Mac and then thought about Ariana. But I thought about it with Mac Miller. And rappers at festivals, I find that is not my favorite atmosphere for them to be in or to see
Yeah.
them perform live. And I've seen videos of Mac Miller in the past performing at a festival. And I was just like, I feel like if I would have wanted to see Mac Miller in his prime, it would be at like an intimate, independent venue in a smaller
Hmm.
space where it's enclosed, not in like an open festival setting. That's why he did not make the list. But it would have also been kind of baller to have Mac Miller as a special guest for Janis Joplin. I'm not sure what they would have done there, but
Hmm.
they do share the same birthday, not same
Hmm.
year. So they have a lot of similar traits to them.
Right.
Um, so that would have been kind of a baller move, but I'm really happy with where I landed with mine.
When I initially had Ari as the headliner, I was thinking, okay, well then who is the special guest to Ari? And I thought, her and Justin Bieber have a song together. So I was like, Justin Bieber. And I was like, those two just can't, I was like, I can't put one, like they're both headliners in that certain circumstance. Obviously, I think Justin Bieber can be a special guest to Stevie Wonder, but like when you're putting Ari and Justin together, I'm like, those are both. And then I thought
Yeah,
Mac Miller, because she has songs with Ty Dolla $ign, she has songs with The Weeknd. The Weeknd's not my favorite. I do like Ty Dolla $ign, but I was like, I don't want to say like waste a spot, but I was like, he's not in my music
yeah,
festival lineup.
yeah,
So then I just pivoted. So then I thought about Mac, and then I was like, that would be iconic, but I think I was leaning more into the iconicness than I was, this is my dream lineup festival. So
yeah.
then we did a lot of shifts and we got to where we were. And I agree. I'm very happy with my lineup, and I honestly wouldn't change a thing. And I'm with you about rappers at festivals, because I thought about Lil Wayne, and I was like, I feel like he would be a good, if I were ever gonna see a rapper in that setting and like an outdoor music festival, I think it would be Lil Wayne. I don't think there
Well,
would be
we
another
did
rapper. Yeah, yes.
at
But
Chance's Magnificent Coloring Day.
yeah. And I also thought about Kanye was fighting for a spot on my list. It would have been a very specific Kanye. So, obviously don't cancel me. But
Graduation
um,
Kanye.
graduation Kanye, and even like he would have sang that music, but it could have even been Kanye like a couple years after graduation Kanye.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, ultimately, then I was like, no, T-Pain. Like T-Pain doesn't fall under that same rapper category that would make it weird to see him outdoors and in that type of setting. At this stage in his career, that's probably where I'd prefer to see him. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I feel like we
I'd go
we
to
have
your
really good
show.
lineups. I'd go to your
Yeah.
show, man. Like, and and at that note, what is my show's name?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Are we doing synonyms to festival? So you did synonym to festival, or like the energy of a festival?
It came up as a synonym to
Okay.
festival.
I think you really lucked out with that. I don't think we're going to have the same luck with mine.
I do really luck out with the con. Fits into a
Hmm.
lot.
It does.
Yeah. I'm seeing
K.
conviviality back up. Synonyms for festival. K's
K's.
Jubilee.
I do like that word. I do like the word Jubilee. K's Jubilee. And
Does it
not
roll
just
off the
saying,
tongue?
I think it rolls off the tongue. Hear me out. I think it rolls off the tongue easier than Con's Conviviality. Like, Con's Conviviality is
K's,
iconic.
K's merrymaking.
No, no, no.
No? Okay.
I like Jubilee. K's Jubilee.
I like Jubilee too. I feel like it has a little pizzazz to it.
K's Jubilee.
It's very whimsical.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
K's Jubilee. Okay, I like that. And then for sure, it could be the KJ Music Festival. I like that. I like that.
K Jubes. K Jubes. We're going.
Oh, you know what would be perfect? You know how when you walk into the festival, there's like music playing on speakers, before you were actually at the stages. The song that would just be playing on repeat would be the Jubal song.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Right,
Get a
exactly.
little
And
sax.
it'd get people hyped. Yeah, like hyped for a music
No,
festival.
you just, instead of having it play over speakers, saxophone players on the stage all day. They'll just rotate in and out in between.
Never let the people have a break. There's always constant movement.
No, the reeds on the saxophone are going to be like so wet. But I wonder if professional saxophone players have to use the like wood reeds, the same ones that we used in band. Remember?
Yeah. I think so.
Unless they've evolved. I don't know. Are they using those same ones? I could remember that taste in my mouth like it was yesterday.
I got really used to it, though. It kind of felt like a comfort the moment we would like put that reed on our tongues.
It's like back to having a pacifier. It's like a stim.
Okay, so
if you want to know, Kayla and I were in band together for a few years. Kayla played clarinet. I played the saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
We were both first chair, but the 2 seconds.
Second.
Oh, I thought you were first.
I was second of like 14 clarinet players.
Yeah, I thought you were. But somehow we rearranged it so we could sit right next to each other, even though we weren't supposed to be.
You were first. So you were first of like I think 6 saxophone players.
Yeah, it was. We were a small bunch.
But then I was still proud of being second of 14 because
oh yeah,
second
no,
of 14.
You were high up there. You were like were fucking good.
But I would have been sitting like way over here. Connor, the saxophones and the clarinet sat right next to each other, so I ended up sitting like 7th chair just to sit next to Connor.
I think I moved out. We did something where we could sit right next to each other, and we weren't supposed to. But
and how did Miss Ames? She knew, obviously. Like, was she just cool? I don't really remember our relationship with her as much. Our band director.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember that I wasn't too keen on rules.
Well, and you know
days.
if nothing else, we were allowing ourselves the demotion and we were promoting somebody. Somebody else probably felt better about themselves because they got to sit a seat higher than they actually were. And we were
I'm here for fun.
Yeah. We just want to goof around.
Yeah, we just want to goof.
We just want to goof. At the Jubilee.
We weren't going anywhere, we are not playing our instruments to this day, so we do not.
No.
We were not striving for the symphony,
Yeah. Yeah.
We weren't striving for Juilliard.
We weren't striving for Juilliard. We weren't paving our own paths in the orchestra.
We just had a quick dabble.
But it was fun.
Clarinet and saxophone.
Mm-hmm. And now we're building our own music lineup.
Another character-building activity that we have done together.
Han's Conviviality, Kay's Jubilee.
We should have them like 6 months apart from each other so that we can go to each other's.
I like that. I was thinking they would be in the same weekend since they're only one day and we could make it like a weekend thing. But because here, listen, obviously these are dream lineups. And so in our dream lineup, what is travel? Like we can still.
That's true. We get to do whatever we want. We get to manifest this whatever way we want. And
who's to say we don't have a private jet? Who's to say we just don't like end one concert, hop on the jet, go across the country?
Okay, but hear me out. Would that be kind of like blowing our load if we had these in one weekend? like that would be too much serotonin. I don't.
We're so depleted after the weekend.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would have to take a day of recovery from each of these for
just
pure, because then I feel like, okay, next day I'm like a little slow to get moving in the morning. I'm not as fresh for the second day. It's been a long weekend. And then it's like, what do I talk about on Monday,
Right.
How do I explain that this weekend just happened? How did I see all of these people? So I would space them out, personally.
Yeah. I mean, not only how do I explain it, how do I even just go about living?
How do I live again? Yeah.
Where do we go from
How do
here?
I come back down to earth from where I was at,
Because each individual artist in our lineup is pure euphoria in and of itself. So imagine our whole lineup, and that's just one day, and then the second person's lineup, the mini euphoria in each one. It'd be too much euphoria. We would be yeah. I'd have to literally be barefoot in the grass the next. That's all I'd have to do is just stand barefoot in the grass the next
touch
day.
grass. and just reflect.
Well, okay, I'll make the t-shirts of our concert festival lineup, and
Wait,
that will be the most.
Okay, this has to be done at some point. Like,
I know it's the most powerful way to manifest it. If we make the shirts, Connor, it exists. So
we just start wearing them around. People are like, what's that? We have our lineup on the back.
Yeah. Date. We put in our
Janis Joplin.
2026. Connor, I'm making these fucking t-shirts. I'm making the t-shirts.
Okay.
Okay. Well, with
this
that,
is great.
This was great. Should we cheers it out?
Tickets will go on sale sometime soon. Be on lookout for pre-sale links. The queue's gonna be crazy for this one.
At least between our two lineups, there's only one dead person. So it's really quite.
That is true. If we needed to actually make this happen one day, I could swap it out.
Okay. But if not, I don't think actually, no, I don't want you to swap it out because that's the lineup. And
that's
if
the lineup.
It's just, that's
the lineup.
If we're trying to manifest this to actually be a thing in real life, sure, that's one thing. But, in this dream world, this is what the lineup is.
In our dream world, yeah, we get to do whatever we want.
Amen.
Amen to that.
All right. Well, I'll see you at Conviviality.
I'll see you at Kay's Jubilee.